What is up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today I want to talk about the $900 billion stimulus package that was just signed by President Donald Trump last night. You see, over the last few weeks, really since the beginning of December, lawmakers have really amped up the negotiations for a COVID-19 relief package. They really wanted something to be passed by the end of 2020, and the end of 2020 is this week. Well, over the last few weeks, they have been negotiating this package, going back and forth with a number of key factors and key elements of this package, and last Monday, lawmakers agreed on a $900 billion package. But mid last week, President Donald Trump came out and said that the $900 billion package that lawmakers had agreed upon was not adequate enough because it only contained a $600 stimulus check for eligible Americans. And President Donald Trump at that time had expressed that he wanted it to include a $2,000 stimulus check, which is something that many Democratic lawmakers wanted from the get-go. Now, at the time, President Donald Trump had insinuated that he would not sign the COVID-19 relief bill if it stayed with the $600 stimulus check. But kind of to the surprise of me, and I think to the surprise of a lot of people, he did sign the package last night on Sunday, December 27th. And so as we see here today on Monday, December 28th, the package has been signed, and it is just a matter of time until people can start taking advantage of the government programs outlined in the package. And with that, in today's video, I want to talk about the timelines of when you can expect to receive your $600 stimulus check and when you can start applying for the EIDL grant program. So with that, let's get started. So with this COVID-19 relief bill, eligible Americans will be receiving a $600 stimulus check. And according to lawmakers, they could start receiving that check as early as next week via direct deposit. Now, in a similar fashion as the CARES Act, this $600 stimulus check can be sent via direct deposit. It can also be sent via physical check. If you go the route of receiving it via direct deposit, so being electronically transferred into your bank account, you will receive that stimulus check significantly quicker than you would if you opted out for a paper check copy. Now, if you're somebody who has not set up their direct deposit yet for your stimulus check, I would encourage you to do that as soon as possible. You can do that, and you can track your check and the status of your check through the Get My Payment portal. I will include a link to the Get My Payment portal down in the description below. Now, remember that in regards to the $600 stimulus check, if you're somebody who has had something change in the last 6 to 10 months, maybe you moved, maybe you changed banking institutions, maybe you got married and your name has changed. Whatever the case is, whatever has changed between March or between the last time you received the last stimulus check and today, make sure that the information gets updated with the IRS. If, for example, you changed addresses and your check gets mailed to your past address, it will be a huge pain to get that check back and to be able to claim it so that you can cash it in. Same goes for bank accounts. If you're somebody who's changed banks since March or since April and you are now going to a new bank and you have a new routing and account number and that isn't reflected in the IRS records, it can create quite the mess come claiming that stimulus check. So you want to make sure that all of the information is up to date. You want to make sure that the IRS has updated records for your banking information, your name, and your address as well. Next is the EIDL, or the EIDL program. Now, the EIDL program is a program for small businesses that have been negatively impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. And with this program, there is a loan portion of the program and there is a cash advance or a grant portion of the program. With the grant portion of the program, you could potentially be eligible for up to $10,000 in money that you do not have to pay back. But you have to have a business, you have to be a 1099 worker, you have to be a gig worker, or you have to be a small business owner. Additionally, you have to be able to show that your business has suffered a 30% decrease in gross revenue. And this can be shown by showing your gross revenue in a quarter in 2020 compared to that same quarter in 2019. You also have to come from a low income area outlined by the IRS, as well as have a business that was started as of January 31st, 2020. If you guys are interested in learning more about the requirements of the EIDL program, I will link a video that I just did on this subject down in the description below. But now begs the question of when can you start applying for the EIDL program and when can you expect to start receiving those funds? Now, I have done a handful of videos on the EIDL program already, and I will link those down in the description below as well. But what's important to understand with the EIDL program is that it's the SBA, or the Small Business Administration, that really handles the EIDL program. It's the job of lawmakers to give the EIDL program funding and to kind of give it the green light to go forward. But really with the EIDL program specifically, it's the job of the SBA SBA to carry out and execute the program. And because of that, it's really the SBA's call on when and how this exactly is going to work. According to this newest law, the SBA has 15 days to release guidelines and regulations of how this program is going to work. They will be releasing on how to apply, on how the application process will work. They will also release the application as well. This will happen in the next 15 days. So we should expect to hear from the SBA by around Tuesday, January 12th on how this program is going to work moving forward. This is when they will release the application, or at least release the application process. This is when they will start to release deadlines, and this is where we will really begin to have a glimpse on how the EIDL program is going to work and function and what it's going to look like moving forward. Now, the SBA could release their guidelines earlier, but they have the deadline of those 15 days. And until they release the guidelines and the regulations and what this process is going to look like, really everything else from there isn't entirely clear, and it really is up to the SBA to determine how this is going to work. So unfortunately, the answer to the question of how can I apply to the EIDL program as of right now doesn't really exist, and we have to wait for word from the SBA. One timeline we do know for sure, though, as of right now, is the timeline in which you can expect to receive an answer on your EIDL application. You see, with the CARES Act, lawmakers had outlined an extremely ambitious timeline for applicants, and they had said that once you apply for the EIDL program, you can expect to receive your EIDL cash advance within 3 days. And as you may expect, that is not what ended up happening. In fact, it was significantly longer than this, and as a result, many people were frustrated and lost throughout the EIDL application process. Well, in this newest relief bill, lawmakers have amended that section of the CARES Act, and they have changed this 3-day deadline to a 21-day deadline, meaning that in this newest round of EIDL funding, if you apply for the EIDL grant or the EIDL loan, you can expect to receive an answer on your EIDL application within 21 days. So in that 21-day period, you should receive your cash advance if you are eligible. You will also receive an approval of either the cash advance or the loan, or you will receive a denial for the cash advance and the loan, and there should also be a reason in which you were denied. So this clear 21-day timeline should provide applicants with a lot more clarity on the EIDL application process, and it should make the entire process of getting approved, denied, or even appealing the denial process much more streamlined and much more clear for applicants. All in all, though, you guys, it is excellent news that this package has finally been passed. It is long overdue, and to be honest, lawmakers really should have passed something in the fall, not in the winter, with days left of 2020. But with that being said, better late than never, I suppose. If you guys have any questions on the EIDL program that I did not address in this video, be sure to check out some of my previous videos. I will link them down in the description below. But as of right now, I've covered almost every detail there is to be covered on the EIDL program with the information that we currently have. There will be more information coming out in the next 15 days, and you can be sure that once that information is released, I will be making a video on it. But it seems as though every single video I publish, there are more and more people asking questions over and over and over again that I've already answered in previous videos. So if there is something that you need clarity on, if there is something that I did not address in this specific video, please be sure to go back and watch my previous videos, which will be linked in the description below, and I am sure that I will answer any questions from there. But with that being said, I will be covering videos all week long on this relief package. I will be covering the unemployment details and when you can expect to get paid. I will be addressing PPP funds. I will be addressing the PPP application process as well as the forgiveness process, and I will also be addressing more of the EIDL program once guidelines and restrictions in the process is released by the SBA in the next 15 days or so. I also publish videos every single day regarding all things business, finance, and entrepreneurship, so if you guys are interested in learning how to make passive income or how to make income through multiple revenue streams, then this is the place for you. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. And while you guys are at it, make sure to leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell and that like button, and I will see you guys in the next video.